You guys have never owned a small business before?
No.
Who wants to work for the man? Underpaid, underappreciated, unable to control your own destiny. I take people out of the rat race and make them their own boss in a week. My ultimate goal is for you guys to actually live the American dream. My name is Dennis Mulgannon. I've been buying and selling small businesses for 25 years. From cupcake shops to locksmiths to laundromats. I've built companies with over $250 million in annual sales and created over 5,000 jobs. People ask me if I have an MBA. I tell them, yeah, a massive bank account. But I also find businesses for hopeful buyers. Last year alone, I helped over 600 people take control of their lives.
There's nothing better than being responsible for your own business life.
There are thousands of small businesses for sale across America, from 25,000 to 25 million. Buy one and you're in charge of your own destiny.
If this doesn't work,
If is not in my vocabulary. Tonight I'm helping a former naval officer and his wife finally pull the trigger. How long have you been looking?
15, 16 months now.
You haven't fallen in love yet?
We haven't found one yet we want to acquire and operate.
I'll find them 3 companies for sale. Have them test drive each option.
Doesn't look good to me.
Then close the deal on the one they want.
I won't do a deal where he doesn't carry a significant piece of the note. I just can't do it.
So I'm asking, are you ready to buy your own business?
Lay your fire if you got a deal. It's the best I can do.
This is Be Your Own Boss. Today I'm in Granbury, Texas to meet Cliff and Morgan Adams. Granbury's just outside of Dallas, so it's near a thriving economy. That means there's a lot of great businesses for sale here, and I plan on showing Cliff a few.
I'm Cliff Adams,
And I'm Morgan Adams.
and we've been married for 3 years. We have 2 great sons. I spent 5.5 years active duty with the U.S. Navy. I finished up a deployment in Afghanistan in May of 2011, enrolled in the Harvard Business School, and graduated in 2013. During my corporate job, I was around a lot of entrepreneurs who were very successful in building these wonderful companies on their own. So I thought to myself, I could probably do that. Ultimately, an opportunity presented itself to leave, and I took it.
How long have you been looking?
15, 16 months now.
And so you haven't fallen in love yet?
We haven't found one yet we want to acquire and operate. We are actively targeting recession-resistant service companies. We sold our house and basically have put everything we have into this effort. We budgeted about 24 months. Time is ticking away, so we're anxious to get something done.
Let's talk about the financial side of all this, what the picture looks like. What are you looking for as kind of a target?
We're going to pay ourselves probably $150,000 out of the business.
Okay.
We're prepared to commit about $500,000 probably to this purchase.
Cliff and Morgan have plenty of money to invest, so we can easily get them a bank loan to enhance their purchasing power. But I need to focus on cash flow, since Cliff won't be buying unless his salary needs are met. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Do it.
When I evaluate a business, there's 3 things I look for. Are the financials solid? Is there potential for long-term growth? And does it offer the right work-life balance for my clients? Our first stop is 3 service businesses in one. AmeriCorp Healthcare Group provides home health care, hospice, and medical equipment rental. The population of Americans over the age of 65 is expected to grow by 38% over the next decade. Hi, Wing.
Hello, Dennis.
Good to see you again. Which should reassure Cliff that this business is recession-proof.
The elderly people, they need more care, they need more attention. So that's why our company's philosophy is the professional care with heart.
Wing's the founder and president of AmeriCorp. He's been building this company for 22 years, and he's ready to retire.
This room have oxygen cylinders, and this is our bedding room. We have 2 different kind of beds. We have a different wheelchairs.
What I love about this part of the business is the rental market. I love capital being monetized over and over again. I like this book of business. Another huge benefit of AmeriCorp is they were just awarded an exclusive preferred provider contract in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. That includes 3,000 physicians and 30 hospitals. Cliff should feel really good about this investment.
Next year, I really expect at least 4 times the revenue.
4 times revenue for
That's correct,
2018
yes.
growth?
That's correct, that's right.
Wow. Based on AmeriCorp's 5-year averages of revenue and profits, I think this is a really good deal. This is a service business, so what you're really buying is the employee base and its reputation. Having 600 repeat customers tells me there's a really solid foundation for growth. And for the Adams, the reward for helping people, that's priceless.
I really like the business because of the 360 care. You have home health, you have hospice. I think it's a unique blend.
If you run the best, most professional home care service out there, then at the end of a 20 or 30-year career, we're going to feel good about what we did.
Bottle Giant, liquor distribution business.
Come on in.
After you. Next, I'm showing Cliff & Morgan, a family-owned liquor wholesaler. How many brands of vodka do you have?
400.
Wow. The owners are two brothers who started it together, and now they're ready to retire.
So how many orders a day come through here?
Today I have at least 1,000+ cases coming in.
How many?
1,000.
Wow. Bottle Giant is thriving. In the last 10 years, sales have grown almost 60%. From alcohol to soft drinks, if you can drink it, they sell it.
Is all of that inventory movable?
98, 99% inventory most.
Churn and turn. I mean, he's moving it. It's not really a concern for me in this business simply because he's been able to prove it for so long too. So,
Bottle Giant's asking price is on the pricey side. But if I can bring it down just a touch, Cliff will do just fine with the yearly cash flow. And I really love that he can expand into the surrounding counties. Cliff can actually hire a general manager, work part-time, and still make great money. Bottle Giant meets all my criteria,
This is going to do incredibly well no matter what's happening in the economy,
right?
which makes me feel comfortable about taking a loan out on a business like that. We would like to learn more.
Good, yeah, I couldn't agree more. Let's move on. We're at a very, very high-end dental lab. This business has tremendous potential, not just locally in the DFW market, but the ability to go big. The dental lab manufactures high-end dental implants for dentists in the Dallas area. The owner's built his reputation on custom quality work. And what I really like about Dental Lab is I think that Cliff potentially could franchise it. What they're really, really well known for in the industry is the finish work. It's above and beyond what a normal crown would be, and they're able to charge much higher prices. The Dental Lab only does high-end custom work for high-end clients. That means they can charge top dollar.
When a dentist or orthodontist takes a mold of your teeth, they ship it out to a lab. We generally have orders of what color the dentist orders. And then we also have a chance to kind of match that if it's a custom job.
because of the customization, he's able to demand $525 per crown. Used to have a bigger operation in terms of staff. He's down to 1 staff member. Amazingly, the gross profit margins in this business are 75% right in there.
Yeah, I like it. I think this is interesting.
The Dental Lab's asking price is really, really attractive, especially since I think Cliff has the potential to franchise it across the country. And if he makes that happen, he can manage this business from anywhere in the world. Dental Lab more than meets my 3 requirements.
The things I like most about it is the margins. And did I mention the margins? It's awesome. What I don't like about it is the size. With only 1 employee, are we buying a job here or are we buying a company? Dennis has shown us 3 companies. They check a lot of the right boxes. There's pros and cons to each. I mean, I don't know which way we're gonna go at this point, so it's gonna be a tough call.
Coming up,
Cliff, I don't think you're doing a good job here.
Your blood pressure's high.
Shows very high.
Cheers.
Cliff Adams is a former naval officer and Harvard Business School graduate, and his wife Morgan is an attorney. Cliff left his secure corporate job about 15 months ago so that he could find a business to buy. He's all in on this journey.
After you.
I've shown them 3 great options, and after careful consideration, Cliff and Morgan have decided to eliminate Bottle Giant, a liquor store and distribution company. Cliff is concerned that maintaining over $1 million in inventory is going to keep the company's cash tied up, and that would limit his cash flow and his ability to grow the business. Hey, Wen.
Hello.
Good to see you again.
Hello. How are you?
Good. But they're excited to dive deep into AmeriCorp Healthcare Group. AmeriCorp's financial picture is excellent, and it doesn't hurt that the medical industry is pretty much recession-proof.
So what you're going to see today is Wing's business in motion.
This patient gentleman is 77 years old. The physician ordered a walker, and at the same time, we're going to do the assessment.
It's one thing to analyze a financial statement, but it's a whole nother ballgame when you're responsible for patient care. Cliff has to be 100% all in if he wants to own this company. And that's why I want him to experience it firsthand.
Good morning. How are you?
My name is Pearl.
Good to see you. I just want Ryan to show you how to use the walker. I'm gonna hold on you and support you. Okay, just slow, especially for this kind of a patient. We need to support him.
Seeing Wing with the patient, you can see his passion for patient care. I think that that is the theme throughout the business, and I really like that. It really resonated with me.
It shows very high.
Oh, it is very high.
Your blood pressure's high.
Yes. Just relax, relax.
You're going to be constantly thinking about those folks and how do you make their lives easier? How do you make it better? And for me, doing that for 20 years is something I could see myself doing.
Hey, Julie.
Hey,
How you
good
doing?
to see you again.
This is Cliff and Morgan.
Hi, Julie. Nice to meet you.
Cliff and Morgan's other choice is the dental lab. And now they're about to get schooled in the technique of creating custom dental implants. The dental lab is all about high quality work. And Cliff really needs to understand he has to maintain those high quality standards. The dental lab's profits are excellent because they maintain high profit margins on custom work. But I think the business can be franchised and really grow, so the asking price is very reasonable.
This is the dirtiest room from the lab, so we all have to wear a mask at all times. I'm gonna mix the stone. You mix the powder with water until it's a little bit hard. This is how it should look. You guys are gonna pour the next two, and we'll see who does it best.
It's competition.
Cliff and I are competitive people, so this is right up our alley. So, game on.
Game on.
It's like this.
But you have to go fast because we don't have more time. It's getting hard now. Let me see Cliff's. Doesn't look good to me. This looks like peanut butter candy.
I bet I beat you.
Making these molds is not the easiest thing to do in the world.
Pretty easy to me.
This is the second stage. What we're building here is called the occlusion. So I'm filling in all the empty spaces here. First thing you're gonna do is the top area, and this required a lot of patience.
I'm married to this guy, so I'm very patient.
Good job, Morgan. I like what she's doing right here.
Julie, are you saying you don't like what I'm doing?
Cliff, I don't think you're doing a good job here. Okay, we're done. Here's our final crown. Congratulations, Morgan. You did great on all the steps. Cliff, you need lots of practice.
Well, thank you very much. This is a really niche custom business, and in these types of companies, it seems like there's a really strong reliance on wonderful people and craftsmen like Julie. It's a really enlightening day. We're actually really impressed with what you did today. I was kind of blown away with how well you do your job. But when a business only has 1 or 2 employees, it's a really difficult challenge to think through how to grow or scale that company. And from a risk standpoint, when you buy a business that only has 1 employee, if something happens to that employee, you could be in a lot of trouble. And that's one of the things that really concerns me about the dental lab.
Coming up,
We're betting our house on something. If this doesn't work,
if is not in my vocabulary. We're down to 2 businesses, AmeriCorp, Healthcare Group, and then the Dental Lab. It's decision time for Cliff and Morgan Adams. After a year and a half of searching, they're finally ready to buy a business. They have 2 excellent options. The Dental Lab, creators of high-end dental implants, and AmeriCorp Healthcare Group, which rents medical equipment and provides hospice and home health care. I want to get you owning your own business, I really do. And hopefully tonight we can find that path. But right before we sat down, I got a call from the broker on AmeriCorp, and they have a full cash offer on this deal right now. 11th hour, this is how it works in life, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right.
So if we're out, we're in, we're considering it still. Listen, an all-cash offer from a competing bidder definitely changes the equation. But Cliff and Morgan, they can either match it or exceed it. They got the dough, but do they want to use it? The Adams have about $500,000 in cash to invest, and with an SBA loan, their buying power goes 10 times that. They can easily exceed the asking price for AmeriCorp. And since I love AmeriCorp's diversity of their revenue streams and they have a real strong financial statement, I really think this could pay off for Cliff and Morgan.
Wing and his company, I think we were both kind of blown away. It's beyond numbers, and it's a really important service that they provide that really kind of hit home for both of us. We were just really touched by them. I don't mind entering into a bidding war, but I'm going to pay a fair price for the right company.
So let's talk about the dental lab. What I really love about dental lab are the 75% gross profit margins. I mean, you really got to take a hard look at a business with those margins.
I love almost every single thing about it, except for the fact that it's 5 times too small for us.
Cliff's right, the current owner cut his business way back to prepare for retirement. But the numbers here are really impressive, and I believe it might be franchisable. Look, anyone anywhere is going to need this service at some point.
For me, at first, I thought it was easily scalable. Once we went through the process, it seemed to me it was more like artwork. And I don't know how you scale artwork, really.
My concern is that we are buying a job here, not a company. If this doesn't work,
If is not in my vocabulary.
we're betting our house on something. We're making one investment with the bulk of our net worth. That's why we're a little more cautious.
This is your forte, so I want to hear how we scale it.
What we're talking about here is better work, not artistry, but just craftsmanship. An artist is somebody that creates. They've been trained to do a better job at something, and that's how I look at it. So is it replicatable? Absolutely to me. Lab technicians are all over the country. You hire those people, you treat them better, you support them, and you can blow up a service brand.
But without the owner, there may not be an operation at all.
I mentioned to him franchising it. His eyes are like, he goes, well, can I be an investor in the franchise system? And I'm like, damn straight you can. I would put a caveat that he has to stay in, and if revenue drops or he loses a customer, then he takes a financial hit. Listen, I get Cliff and Morgan's fear. The first time I bought a business, I was scared to death. But I really want to see them take this step. I'm hoping they do so. I know based on my experience, Cliff and Morgan are going to succeed. Coming up,
Make sure he knows we're at the end of the road.
I really wanted to talk to you directly. So which business? AmeriCorp Healthcare Group or the Dental Lab? The clock is ticking for Cliff and Morgan. The owner of AmeriCorp Healthcare Group has an offer from a competing bidder. He wants Cliff and Morgan to decide if they're going to make an offer as well. Meanwhile, the Dental Lab is such a great business, I don't think it's going to stay on the market for very long. I want Morgan and Cliff to be happy with their decision, and they can walk away right now. But when you're buying a business, at some point, it really comes down to, are you in or are you out? And this is that time.
So we've given it some thought, and although it's considerably smaller than we would have ever considered, we think that the Dental Lab has a lot of promise, and I think we're going to explore that one.
Great choice. I think that's awesome.
We're definitely excited about making the decision. With the Dental Lab, based on Dennis's comments, he thinks there's some opportunities for some franchise growth, which are interesting and we ought to pursue.
Let me get on the phone and give him a call and get him down here.
Sounds great.
We're about to meet with the Dental Lab's business broker. I always like to come in under the asking price so I have some room to negotiate. Cliff and Morgan will put up a lot of cash, but they want the seller to finance 30% of the offer for up to 7 years. They want the seller to stay on as a consultant because he's such an important part of the business. If he doesn't, they're gonna walk. Hey, Scott.
Guys.
Here's the offer. It's $1 million, 700,000 cash, finance 300,000. We'll amortize the balance over 5 to 7 years. That's kind of reasonable.
I think that's market-based, sure.
Okay. We want him to stick around. That's their biggest concern because the business is tied to him.
I won't do a deal where he doesn't carry a significant piece of the note. I just can't do it.
He wants 1.3 with all cash. That is cash with no financing.
What's all cash? Okay. Let's say 1.2, and he carries 300,000.
Yeah, let me ask you.
This negotiation can go either way at this point. I really don't want to lose this deal, so I'm gonna get on the phone with the seller and I'm gonna get this thing across the finish line.
Dennis, make sure he knows, you know, we're kind of
I'll explain.
we're at the end of the road.
You want to talk to him?
Yeah. You know, I really wanted to talk to you directly, just to make sure you understand where the offer's coming from.
It's clear Cliff is getting frustrated. This seller needs to know this is our final offer. 1.2 million all in, 900,000 cash down. Seller finances 300,000 for 6 years.
Thanks.
All you can do is make a strong case, then it's up to the seller.
All right. Thanks. So we had a good talk. We considered everything that you had to say and is willing to agree to all the terms, except he wants to do 4 years versus 6 years on the remaining.
Maybe 5, you got a deal. Best I can do. Meeting you halfway. If it's good at 4, it's good at 5.
We got a deal.
Sounds good.
All right. All right.
Awesome, that's great.
Yeah.
Good job.
Good job. Yeah.
Good job negotiating, dude. That's awesome.
I'm actually really surprised that we found a business of this size interesting, because we weren't looking for a business this size. But ultimately, I think this is a really interesting opportunity, and it's going to be a ton of fun. We're very excited about it.
Great job, you guys.
Well done.
Way to do it, man. Way to do it.